You start to lose muscle after 30. For every 10 years after 30, you start to lose 3 to 8% muscle. And then after 60, this speeds up. This can slow down your metabolism, make you more prone to injuries, and also increase pain within your joints. Muscle loss can also decrease your balance, making you more prone to falling and breaking something. In this video, I'm going to go over the top 4 reasons you're not building muscle and how to fix them. The first reason you're not building muscle is you're not focusing on progression. You're not progressing your routine. If you don't progress your routine, your body will adapt to what you've done, but it won't adapt further, so you won't build any more muscle. Your body needs a new stimulus to adapt to, and that is why you progress your routine. And I don't mean you have to add weight every single week. I'll get into that shortly, but there's two common mistakes you could be making by not actually progressing. You're going to the gym, you're showing up, you're just going through the motions, you're not focusing on progression, so you might not be training hard enough, maybe there's not enough intensity, or maybe there's just no intent with the way you train. And number 2 is you actually try to add weight every single week. And while you can do this for the first 6 months, after that, it doesn't become as easy as that. Otherwise, everyone would be like super strong. World records would be being like broken every like minute or so. Maybe some are, but you'd literally be seeing people break records all the time, and there'll be no limit to how strong you could get. And no one would ever need steroids or anything like that, because you'll just keep progressing. So this is called single progression, where you just focus on increasing the weight. What I suggest you do is, instead of doing that, is focus on double progression. Focus on literally every week you're either adding one more. It won't be every single week, but every like 1 to 2 weeks on average, you're either adding weight or you're increasing the rep count. That could look like if you did let's say you did 3 sets of a bench press, you did 10, 10, 10 one week, and your rep range is between 8 to 12. The next week you could do 11, 11, 11, for example. It won't look as linear as that, but to begin with, and in most beginners and most of you watching this, it'll look something like that. Eventually, it will obviously be like, progress will be less easy to come by, but you'll still make progress over the long run, over the month, over the 2-month period. But to begin with, you're going to make progress quite a bit faster, and progression is seriously important. Another form of progress, when you're not actually increasing the weight or increasing the amount of reps, is increasing the time under tension, so slowing down the rep range. And another one, which is really hard to track, is improving your form. The second one is not tracking your workouts. This is a big mistake, because how can you progress if you don't know where you're currently at? You can go into the gym, guess what your routine is, but most of the times you're gonna get it wrong. You're not gonna remember how many reps you did, you're not gonna remember the exact weight you lifted, and how are you gonna progress that if you don't know it coming in? Like I said, you can guess it, you probably won't guess it right. Even me, who's been training a very, very long time, I struggle to remember the exact weight and the exact reps. And that's important, because then you know what you've got to beat when you come in. It saves you time because you don't play around with weight. You warm up and you get straight into it. So that's super important. You can use free apps like JE Fit or Strong. I personally have a coaching app for my clients, but you can also use a scrapbook. I used to use a logbook back in the day, but that was well before apps existed. I do recommend using an app like JE Fit or Strong. Super simple to use, and you can just I think you can put your phone in airplane mode with JE Fit at least. I don't know about Strong. Number 3 is you're eating way too little. You've got extra fat to lose, so you're going to crazy deficit to the point where you're actually losing muscle. You've got no energy for the gym. You go to the gym, your workouts are half-assed, and you're not recovering properly from them. And this not only will lead to muscle loss and no muscle growth, it could actually lead to injuries as well, and further stressing out your body, leading to poor sleep and probably getting sick. Well, getting sick or injured, one or the other. Either way, you need to make sure you're eating enough to, if your goal is to lose fat and also build some muscle while you're losing fat. If you do qualify for that, a body recomposition, I've done videos on this before, then you need to be eating at least the very least maintenance calories, but a slight deficit is fine, like 25% deficit. I'd say at max a 25% deficit, more like 20 to 25%. And you can work this out by timesing your body weight in pounds by 15, then multiplying that by 0.75. That will give you roughly what a 25% calorie deficit looks like. To support muscle growth, you also want to be making sure you're eating at least 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and that's around 1.5 grams per kilogram of your body weight. You can eat all the way up to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight, or 1 gram per pound of body weight. You can eat more, but I wouldn't suggest eating more. You don't build extra muscle by eating more. Well, most people don't, at least. The fourth and final one, but not least important one, you keep getting injured or you keep getting sick. And that's because of your poor training, or you're doing too much training, just poor exercise form in general. Either one or the other. You're doing someone else's program, maybe it's too much for your body right now. There's too much stress going on in your life. Your recovery is poor. You're getting injured, and because you get injured, you're spending time out and you're not building muscle. Trust me, you don't want to do this. I've done this before. I tried to resistance train 3 to 4 times. I think at that time it was 3 times a week while doing MMA for around 12 hours a week. So I was doing 15 hours of training a week, and I got a seriously bad spine injury which set me back like 5 years, probably more than 5 years actually, because my chest, my left side of my body, my left pec and my left tricep hasn't been the same since. I would say that it's making some more progress now, but it's taken me so long. So I missed out not only on those years of progress, but also progress I made in the past as well. So just need to bear that in mind. You don't want to overdo it, especially due to the fact when you're having less calories, you're already putting a bit of a stress on your body. There's already life factors like work, your relationships, just general life that are going to stress you out. If you're just doing too much in the gym, you're doing it in the wrong way, you're doing too much volume, just generally that's going to be too much. Your body is going to break. If it hasn't already, you haven't experienced this in the past, you don't want to go down that route at all. Look, I've got no beef with running. I'm a fan of all exercise, but one thing I've noticed in people that do run a lot, they get knee injuries and hip injuries. So these are something you want to avoid because they're going to mess up the rest of your training and maybe sideline you for a lot longer. So make sure that you're warming up before you run, and make sure you're not overdoing it. Running every day is going to be way too taxing on recovery. So running maybe a few times a week is completely fine if you love doing it. And when it comes to HIIT as well, I'll be a bit more cautious because it seriously taxes your central nervous system and also your joints. I can tell you now, there's only so many tuck jumps, there's only so many burpees you can do before your joints start feeling a bit funny. It's okay to do it once or twice a week, but people that do it every day usually have knee injuries, usually have hip injuries, amongst other things as well. And that's all I really wanted to cover in this video. If you've got any questions at all, comment below. Remember, if you follow these 4 remedies to why you're not building muscle, you will start building muscle again. And if you're doing those things and not building muscle, obviously feel free to reach out to me at Adam Scott Fit on Instagram, or you can send me an email, adam@adamscottfit.com. Either way, get in touch with me and I might have some solutions for you. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.